Hey guys, it's Chris. We're back with
Hey everybody.
good pal Carm.
It's Carm.
Yep. We got together today, just because we could, because our schedules matched up.
Yeah, finally. It's rare, but
Yeah.
glad it happened.
Yeah, I think we got together January, right?
It was in January.
Yeah.
The middle of the
It's
month,
a very
maybe.
similar day. I
Yeah.
mean, went to Portillo's, which is a Chicago staple. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. It's a good kind of a beef hot dog place, kind of a legendary Chicago place.
Yeah.
For lunch, and then went to two places, Record Wonderland, my friend Steve's shop, and I took you to Windy City Records.
Which was totally new to me.
Yeah, it's kind of a hole in the wall-ish sort of.
You pointed out it's very easy to just pass it by. It's
Yeah.
and you walk in and it's like, yeah, it's very small and kind of, somewhat kind of cramped in a way, but in a good,
Yeah.
it's not, you don't feel over claustrophobic.
The prices are certainly good. I mean, for the most part, it's kind of a mix. It's a mixed bag place. I mean, you may find. I mean, both of us found stuff, which we're not going to show on this video, but
A lot of things for $1 that you're quite pleasantly surprised, in good condition.
Yeah, I figured. I think the guy's only open 3 days a week, so I wanted to. He might be closing it eventually just to do online, so I wanted to take Carm and found a little bit of all kinds of media.
Yeah, it was a really nice. You just never know.
Yeah, well, you'll probably see that in a Carm video at some point. Like, I'll probably show what I got. We're just came out here just to say hello to everybody and wish everybody well. Hope everybody's good out there. And just share what we've been playing today. Right now, we're playing a record from Australia on the Australian Move label. Soft and fragile music in glass and clay. Bandt and lime. You can hear it in the background. Pretty appropriate. Appropriate kind of Carm visitation music.
My first time hearing this and hearing of it. It's very much.
Glass in the back. Yeah, real nice. I've had this forever. We both figured this is appropriate background. Wouldn't drown anybody out, and it ties in with both our aesthetic. We're listening to something just simply called Ocean Bells. So
It reminds me of the bells of Arcosanti. I had that when I was in Arizona. They have bells which are have a similar sound, and I even took one home, and very much
so
since then.
we have that playing. We listened to a little bit of Antonio Zapata, Retorno a Aztlan, Aztlan. I'll write down the titles too in the comment section. Really just beautiful pre-Columbian Mexican music, but this video more Carm can give you his impression of what he heard.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it. It's this kind of, I was saying, sort of like an acoustic, ancient ambient, ritualistic. From what little I heard, even bordering on psychedelic in a way. Like if you could imagine, what they would have had at that time. Just very. Listening to some American Indian music myself a little bit lately, or Carlos Nakai, and if you like that, this could be a good entryway into something, something further out and further back. So.
Yeah, it's great that guys like Zapata, who I've mentioned before, kind of rescued in a way these ancient instruments and musics and bring them alive into the modern day. So it's kind of like a window to the past.
Musicology, really kind of ethnomusicologist.
Yeah.
In a way.
And the cover, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
couldn't resist that.
That's a fantastic record. Favorite.
Yeah. That was wonderful.
This is an artist both me and Carm are familiar with, and some of you may be as well. Allaudin William Mathieu, Streaming Wisdom on Cold Mountain from 1981. Carm, I think, has talked about this artist already in video at some point.
Yeah, I think I did a solo piano video showing some of those, and I know I showed one of them. I think it was Available Light or something on Wyndham Hill. But I know Chris Kibler is really into solo piano and all kinds of, I think he's shown that stuff too. Yeah, kind of, you could say like post-minimalist if you want to put a tag on it, but really beautiful flow to the whole thing.
Yeah, like kind of, I mean, Terry Riley's his mentor. It's kind of somewhere a little modern classical. I mean, this guy is the people that he was close with musically, George Marsh, Hamza Aldin. I mean, this very beautiful spiritual solo piano music.
Very subtle. You could hear the subtle influences. It's really,
Yeah, I highly recommend this if you like that kind of stuff.
Beautiful.
And this one I knew was due to Carm, Starforce 1.
Yeah, wow.
Albin Konopaka and John St. James. This is like just an obscure kind of electronic,
totally new
progressive record from California that sits around on. It's funny, it sits on eBay and Discogs, but it's always like a little too expensive to recommend for the general person. But we played a couple tracks from this, and like that first track, Laser Cathedral, is this like
it's kind of like almost like a processional, like a sci-fi processional or something. You're in like a cathedral or something, and maybe
but it's all synth.
But it's really kind of cinematic in a way, but it really not cliched. Really,
it's a cool record. From kind of the American electronic underground sort of. Carm enjoyed that. So.
And I was really when he pulled it out, I'm really looking at it as he's playing other things, and I kept, this is definitely got to hear this.
Yeah, it's cool. I've always liked that record. This is I don't know. This is such a. It's like I told you, it's uber cheap, and there's so many copies of this beautiful record around.
Yeah.
Beth York, Transformations on Lady Slipper from 1985, which is like a women's music label. I mean, we played a little bit of this, and it had, of course, the oboe is on this record, which is kind of a distinctive
for this kind of music, especially.
What did this remind you of?
Kind of, somewhere between organ. Actually, I'm thinking now, like Fred Simon, some of his piano music and keyboard and anything related to what they do. Somewhat chamberish, but just really gorgeous, lyrical, kind of autumnal. Even I'm thinking of it now.
Yeah.
Very, very warm, beautiful, and totally new to me, like a lot of these. But yeah, highly recommended if you like. And the way the electronics are used, a little bit of synthesizer. It's almost kind of transparent, but very, very subtle. It's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, pretty cool. The next one is George Roessler. The jazz guitar and composition is George Roessler, called Guitar. It's actually named, I didn't tell you this, named after a Lorca poem.
Okay.
On the back. Another kind of an obscure but affordable private press record from, I think this is like, it was all recorded everywhere from the late 70s and early 80s. And it's pretty diverse. There's a track dedicated to Eric Dolphy and Charlie Mingus.
That's really, really cool. The interplay between what they're doing.
And then there's fusion on here. There's like, I don't know, maybe like wordless female vocal stuff. I mean, of course, a lot of Fender Rhodes, which is a big plus for me.
Yeah.
But it's a record I always recommend to people. It's really cool, really good. It's just, again, it's just really obscure, but it's online. So I wanted to play that for Carm, and you enjoyed this one.
It was great. I mean, it kind of has all different approaches. If you want to get into different sides of jazz, I mean, you could hear a little bit of each represented. It sounds, from what I can hear.
Yeah, it's kind of the strength, the diversity might be its strength, I guess. Yeah, George Roessler.
Yeah.
I knew Carm would like this one,
yeah.
Shedoni, which means Navajo for brothers. We played a couple tracks from here. We could have played this all the way because we were both really enjoying this. This record's from, what is this from? San Francisco. And all these musicians are primarily from San Francisco. Carm noted it's all original material, which is always good for both of us.
Yeah.
And this was kind of ECM-ish, but not completely.
Kind of in a peripheral way, you could hear it, it wouldn't be out of place on there, but yeah, it has that similar.
To soprano saxophone in particular, we were both really enjoying that, but not like soprano saxophone. But kind of a really wonderful jazz record. Not fusion, really.
Nah.
But not like you said, it's like good acoustic contemporary jazz from the late 70s.
Yeah, straight ahead, but again, being that it's their own compositions, it's more original, in that sense. So.
Maybe lyrical straight ahead, possibly.
Very lyrical.
Yeah, beautiful record actually.
Yeah. And
some Berlin School.
We do. Oh yeah.
Play that. Velvet Universe-Enigmas, Future Impressions.
Yeah.
On Blubber Lips from 1983. Very Ashura, like later Ashura. People compared the Tangerine Dream. I don't know about what we heard of it.
Not really.
Well, Klaus Schulze.
It started off very much like
Not a shock.
Yeah, I mean.
Moon Dawn. Yeah.
Moon Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, not a shock at all. Because it's anything Berlin School seems to come out of like Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schulze.
They
grand masters of that kind of music.
They definitely kind of went off in their own,
But the guitar on this, I think, gives it that late Ashura kind of feel. It's a pretty cool record.
Yeah, very fun.
They have two records. On Blubber Lips is the second one from 1983. But I kind of knew Berlin School would be a no-brainer.
Oh yeah.
And Carm, we're talking about Gary Peacock, right? And he was also talking about shakuhachi. And I'm like, have you heard this record? And it's the Hozan Yamamoto-Silver World on Fontana, Japan, with Gary Peacock on bass. And it's beautiful. Peacock, Masabumi Kikuchi on piano, the late Masabumi Kikuchi, which we both love. Hiroshi Murakami, who was on the Waldron record I was talking about.
Right.
He's much better on this one. But we played Silver World, a little bit of Stone Garden. Very extremely contemplative, beautiful.
Yeah, I hadn't
music.
heard much of that combination of shakuhachi and kind of straight ahead jazz, but it was just
beautiful.
Oh, the blend.
Truly, kind of like it's kind of a cliche term. It's spiritual jazz.
Yeah, it's really in the
It's funny we were listening to this one also, talking about Japanese drum music and kabuki music, which we both like, which is the complete opposite of the serenity of this record. I wanted to hear this. This is a lot of people might know this one. It has a reputation. I've always loved the cover too. That kind of just beautiful cover.
Yeah, snow on it.
This was a no-brainer Carm record. This is hard to find on vinyl. Deuter's Basho's Pond. Well, it's Deuter and other sannyasins.
Right.
From Rajneesh, recorded live in Rajneeshpuram in Oregon, 1985. This one I know Carm was really getting into. It is what it said it is, a mix of Indonesian, Indian, Japanese music. Harp, flute, guitar, cello, tambora, quina, which is an African instrument, tabla, berimbau from Brazil. Just all kind of live, very organic, beautiful. Maybe new age-ish world music.
Yeah, another beautiful blend. And hearing Deuter in this context was really neat. I mean, I hadn't heard him really much with many other musicians over the years, but yeah, we were saying it was like a Rajneesh jam session.
Yeah, that's what it is, basically, like a live.
Osho's band or something.
Yeah, Osho's band. That's perfect. Kind of like.
And Gary and I were talking about it in this video, and the musicians.
Kind of like their
Osho,
or kind of his Osho's version of Father Yad, who had that site,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? He
Yeah.
had his own like rock band.
Yeah,
so
right,
It's
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
Osho's version of this.
Yeah, a great
Yeah.
flow to the whole thing.
Yeah, Wahoa 13, I think, is what the Father Yod was.
Okay.
But it's like, anyways.
Yeah, great.
Deuter Basho's Pond from 1985 on Rajanish Music. Hard to find on vinyl. It's a shame.
Yeah.
And Carmen never heard this record by the great German guitarist Z. Schwab on Mellow Music. He made a series of these. This is Meditation. And we played primarily the first track, such a Nosh, whatever. I don't speak German.
That's a long time.
Basically, like I said, Mikkel.
Rother and
Yeah, like unexpected.
like post-Noi, but very,
Yeah, totally. You would not expect that on this at all. 'Cause
No.
It's mostly a really nice solo guitar record.
Yeah.
But that track is like an awesome 16-minute motoric track, as you heard.
Very much in, has that
Again,
same
beautiful
flow.
cover.
Yeah.
Meditation. I mean, yeah.
It's totally elusive.
This real quick. Switch side 2.
But yeah, as ever, I've everything is new, so much is new to me, and yeah,
This one,
Great surprises.
This one was kind of, compared to what we were playing, this one's a much more heavy experience.
yeah,
John Holland's Path of Motion Sets and Simulations for Small Computer on American Sound from 1985. It's like a gatefold. Pretty, I don't know, like this is much more experimental electronic.
you kind of have to hone in on what you're hearing. It's more has to do with more of timbre and the very sound you're hearing, and just honing in on it. But it's not,
Yeah, Roger Coleman would really like this, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Along his lines.
Yeah, he made 2 records. They're both hard to find, but the notes. I mean, it's very heady electronic music. It's not like easy listening. It's more challenging.
experimental all
Yeah.
around. And he's really,
It's a
pinpointing
shame that
things.
he's not a really well-known guy, because you only heard a little bit of it, but like the whole record is fascinating if you like experimental electronic music. It sounds ahead of its time. It's from the 80s, but the whole record sounds like it was recorded yesterday practically.
Yeah,
And the notes are very, it's a very heavy record in its way.
it's worth a hear, but
It's not an everyday thing.
yeah,
But,
not for washing dishes by or something, or necessarily.
and then we played some of that Idiom Colleagues that I showed. Interpretations Chapter 1. And very carm. It's very cinematic. Is actually.
Yeah, it made me think almost like a crime drama, or like something where you're like under a street light and it's illuminating a car coming by, and there's people around the corner and you're hiding or something. It's very kind of a suspenseful.
Yeah,
feel
I
to it.
mean, a friend of mine who's selling stock copies, like I said, called this like Toronto's version of Cluster, and some of it, like side 2 actually is more of like an ambient side, but the side we played was more cinematic.
Yeah.
But it's a stretch, but it's sort of, I know what he's trying to say. But a very cool record.
Some of the playfulness, maybe, that they had like in the mid-70s, to some degree.
Yeah, but it's a very enjoyable record that never gets too, like you said, it just doesn't get too cheesy.
Yeah, it doesn't
With
go
the
over.
saxophone, which can really be bad with this kind of music. In my opinion, sometimes it can be too Miami Vice-ish.
Right. Yeah, it avoids that territory.
Yeah, but this is a cool record.
Yeah, that was real enjoyable.
And this one is beautiful. Albert Allen Owen Following the Light on Apollo Sound, which is a UK library label. This is rightly, some people consider this, I guess, not that it's a big scene, but like top tier British New Age music from the UK. Like just absolutely amazing.
incredibly beautiful, lush, instrumentation, very using a lot of effects, but very subtly and very,
Yeah, so that's what's nice about this. It's very subtle to the point of like you just go along with it.
Yeah.
You just start getting into it here.
It takes you,
I think it's the use of like the delay, digital delay and evening tight harmonizer.
Yeah.
It's violin, Korg electric piano, organ, and piano with a lot of delay. Most people I've played this for are blown away by it. Hopefully, I read like we're on reading it online that it may be reissued very soon. So hopefully, because this is a beautiful kind of ambient new age record that a lot of people would love.
The people who are turned off by the term, this is something they should hear, and then
this
that
is
could
absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, good entryway.
From 1982 on Apollo Sound, which is a library label.
Lovely.
This one is also great ethno ambient record.
Wow, this one's really something.
Dimitris, petsetakis-missing links on the small Greek label Utopia from 1991. We played, I think, almost the whole side one of this.
Yeah.
This is, I don't even know, this is an amazing album. It's too bad this is not reissued or on CD for everybody. Like I told you, it's rare.
So many people could get into this for the blend of acoustic and electronic. It's really
and this guy
perfect.
plays. Look what oud, saz, sanzas.
Yeah.
Instruments I've never even heard of, like the combinane.
Yeah.
Tons of like Korg and Roland synth. He plays guitars of all kinds.
Yeah.
Very mysterious and.
Yeah, it takes you kind of like the deeper corners of both kinds of music, but like a great
really beautiful sound, like a jungle of sounds.
Yeah,
it's like amazing record. I was very happy to get this record because it's hard to find. But as Carm could attest after hearing, he knew why I really wanted it.
Oh
yeah, it's a fantastic album.
Yeah, great surprise. Yeah, there's so much that, as always, when they come here, it's just, discovery after discovery.
We were looking through these to our, like, the new music distribution catalogs from the 80s that I have, which are great resources for labels. Like, damn near lists every CRI record that came out.
That just kept coming, going through it.
You know who, I think that Carla Bly was heavily involved with this, the new music distribution service.
I thought I might have heard about that.
Yeah, because a lot of these records you could get mail order in the 80s, because a lot of these are from the artists themselves or independent labels, which had very limited distribution, unfortunately, and there's all kinds of nice things on in here. In fact, that Allaudin William record, Streaming Wisdom, is in here, I think. Cold Mountain. I thought it's in here. I thought I saw it, but maybe not. Maybe it's in one of my earlier ones.
Did these go up to the late 80s? Or?
Yeah, I think that's when they stopped doing it, like 89-ish.
Yeah, like this.
That's
Very neat cover there.
Yeah, I've had these for years, and we've kind of read them front to back forever. They're just good information for kind of labels or obscure records. More of the experimental variety, but like jazz and whatnot.
Almost reminds me of the Cadence.
Yeah.
They had in Tower Records. I remember they had these smaller catalogs, kind of along similar lines, more jazz and some newer music. But that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, before Cadence, like they used to have like you could order vinyl from them all the way into the 2000s, and Dave Wayne will remember this. Me and Dave ordered like sealed copies of stuff now that's really rare back then. I had a box from Cadence like this, but it was all like classic old jazz sealed stuff in here, that you couldn't get like elsewhere, and they were blowing it out of their warehouse. Sadly, not anymore.
Yeah.
But we were able to get right at the end of the gravy train. Me and Dave were able to get on that. But
I got a few FMPs from there, I think, CDs, you know, at the end, and yeah, that was neat getting it that way.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing tonight. Just kind of relaxing, listening to music. It's kind of warm here in mid 80s, but it's humid. Yeah. So we've been kind of nocturnal down here in that kind of basement, enjoying kind of the playlist is very carm centric. But every time you have a guest, a lot of times, you know, try to dictate to what the guest wants to hear.
Yeah, we're just pulling things out and saying, you know, you think you'd like it, and everything's been, you know, right there.
Yeah, it's not. It's like kind of, you know, fish in a barrel pretty much here with that. And he kind of gravitates to the new age electronic section of my collection. That's all back there, you know, so he camps out there, and that's pretty much the end of that. So, you know, but yeah, that's all we've been doing. And we just wanted to come on and do like a quick little video. It's pretty good length. Just show what we've been spinning and say hello to people. Wish everybody well. All of you. I mean, you know, maybe somehow I can get this video to Carm's channel, because there's people on Carm that follow Carm that probably don't follow me, but a lot of you that follow me follow Carm as it is. So it's, you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed and enjoy the music that's been playing. And Carm's Insights, that's mainly, you know, because I've had these records mostly and heard them, and, you know, I'm always curious to see what other people think.
Yeah, great impressions all around, even for, you know, just you know, smaller samples of certain things, but right away, I mean, everything struck me in some way, you know, very positively. Some of them from the very first note, literally, it's like, wow, I'm gonna love this. It's true.
But yeah, I guess we'll sign off now. It's pretty good length, I would think. I don't think I can record too long of a video anyways. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, that watch it, enjoyed the background music, which is, you know,
very cool.
Should be very relaxing, hopefully, to you guys.
Almost hypnotizing.
We'll both probably see you guys next time on our respective channels, and just wanted to say hello and give everybody, as Carm says, some love, some peace and joy. That's about it.
Peace, love, and joy.
That's all I got.